majority of drivers prepare their cars before the scrutineering technical inspection so that the installation of units can be done in the shortest time possible. Pre-prepared cars already have a hole drilled into the roof for fixed GSM GPS antenna to be securely attached to the roof permanently. For cars that already have a power supply from the car battery, it is important that power cables leading from the car battery and the antenna cables are of sufficient length to allow connection to the unit. We start by fixing the unit to the safety frame of the vehicle using the clamp holder supplied. The holder must be fixed so that cables safely reach the unit without being stretched. Next, we connect cables to the unit. The unit has been designed so that each cable has its own specific terminal and plug for connection. In practice, this means that the situation cannot arise whereby somebody connects a cable to the wrong terminal. All cables need to be screwed onto their terminals, and this protects against the risk of a cable coming loose whilst the vehicle is moving. Once all cables have been securely connected, the unit clamp bolts are checked for tightness on the safety frame. The unit must be positioned so that the crew can easily read information shown on the display, and so that it does not block the view of the course for the crew from the vehicle. We now fix the wireless panel, containing the SOS and OK buttons, onto the backplate, and then secure the backplate onto the vehicle using the Velcro strips provided. The panel must always be placed in the space between the driver and co-driver so that it is easily accessible to both of them in an emergency, yet cannot be accidentally knocked. Once installation of the unit has been completed, it is necessary to run a self-test. This checks that all the specific functions are operating correctly. For example, availability of the GSM, UHF radio and GPS signals, the accelerometer and the buttons on the wireless panel. If all functions shown on the self-test have a green dot next to them, this means that the self-test has been successfully completed. The unit must always be placed in such a way that the crew cannot bump or kick it during a journey. This eliminates the risk of false alarms being raised, because if somebody bumps or kicks the unit, it could cause an accidental alarm event to be raised. It is also necessary to place the unit at a sufficient distance from the dashboard to eliminate the risk of occasional vibrations or impacts onto the unit that might also cause false alarms to be created. It often occurs that vehicles turn up to the technical inspection and have not been prepared for the installation of the unit. In such cases, it is necessary to carry out the installation in a slightly different way. The first step is the installation of the combined GPS-GSM antenna. If the vehicle already has a hole drilled into the roof, then all that is necessary to do is to run the antenna cables through the hole and fix the antenna to the roof by means of the magnetic antenna base. If there is no hole in the roof, a magnetic GPS-GSM is used, and the cable fed into the vehicle between the door or boot and the vehicle frame. The antenna cables need to be able to reach the dashboard of the car for connection to the display unit. A further necessary step is to connect the power supply feed to the unit. If there is no permanent 12-volt power source option, the power supply must be directed from the car battery. The ideal solution is therefore to connect the power cable directly to the positive and negative poles of the battery. Another possible solution is to power the unit using voltage from a different part of the vehicle that we are sure has constant 12 volts. Due to possible interference, we do not recommend powering the unit from the intercom of the vehicle. Again, we must take care to make sure that all cables are long enough to allow connection to the unit without being stretched. The remaining installation procedures are the same as for cars that have been prepared beforehand.